Celtic could be on the verge of striking yet another deal following a flurry of activity during the summer transfer window. In this update, we'll break down that story and bring you all the latest Celtic news from the past 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Alistair Johnston has admitted he would love to test himself in the Premier League one day, but insists he is just as happy with the prospect of spending his career at Celtic. The Canadian defender, currently sidelined with injury, has quickly established himself as a fan's favourite since arriving in Glasgow. Speaking on the Park the Bus podcast, Johnston reflected on his long-term future and the balance between ambition and loyalty. It's a really good problem to have. None of those options sound bad to me in the slightest. If you were to say to me that I could finish my career at Celtic, it means that I've done something really, really well done. I've done something right for a club of this magnitude to want to keep me in the building for that long. But at the same time, I'm a player who struggles when they get satisfied to a degree, I get comfortable. I think sometimes that's where my game can lag a little bit. I rely on my physicality and my mental fortitude of being so locked in. So sometimes I like being out of my comfort zone. That's what brings out the best in me. Yeah, the Premier League is a dream of pretty much every player. It's the highest level you can play at. But in my time here at Celtic, I've been able to play in some pretty big matches in the Champions League. And I don't think that match against Rangers can ever be looked down on either. There are only a couple of derbies close to that size. My biggest thing is, can I look at this season and get back to fully fit and take another step in my development so I can push on this second half of the season with Celtic? Whatever happens after that, we will see. But to answer your question, I have aspirations to play in the biggest leagues in the world. At the same time, I'm really settled here. It's a great city. It's a great fan base who truly love me and appreciate me. And the grass isn't always greener. We've seen that a few times. The grass at Celtic is quite green. It's well watered. Long gone are the days that signing for Celtic is the end goal or the big move of a career. Celtic offer players a platform to get a switch to a bigger league, while offering the chance to play European football in front of 60,000 supporters every week. It's no real shock if Alistair Johnston has aspirations of the Premier League, but he's set them out respectably. He's clearly happy at Celtic and isn't pushing for a move. He arrived in 2022 from the MLS and has continued to grow and develop as a Celtic player since. He's gone on to make 115 appearances, scoring 7 goals and assisting a further 22. Now for the main story, as Celtic are prepared to offer Kelechi Iheanacho a contract extension further down the line if the striker continues to deliver in front of goal, sources have told Football Insider. The Nigerian made an immediate impact on his debut, scoring a dramatic last-minute winner as the Hoops edged past Kilmarnock on Sunday. Having signed only a short-term deal until the end of the season following his exit from Sevilla in the summer, Iheanacho is under pressure to prove his worth. Insiders suggest that consistent goals and match-winning contributions could persuade Celtic to reward him with a longer stay. After sanctioning the sale of Adam Maeda to Swansea City late in the transfer window, Celtic left themselves short of options up front. That decision has opened the door for Iheanacho to become a central figure in Brendan Rodgers' attack. At 28, the forward has the chance to reignite a career that once promised so much. Iheanacho first burst onto the scene in the 2015-16 campaign, netting 8 Premier League goals in 26 appearances for Manchester City as a teenager. He later joined Leicester City, where he briefly worked under Rodgers and enjoyed spells of good form, though consistency often eluded him. Since leaving the King Power Stadium, his career has stalled, making this Celtic move a genuine opportunity for revival. Elsewhere, Celtic remain determined to block any January exit for Daisen Maeda. Sources have revealed that the club will not sanction a mid-season move for the Japanese forward, despite his expressed desire to leave during the summer. Fans had grown concerned that the 27-year-old might push for another transfer when the window reopens. However, with Rodgers already thin on attacking options, Celtic are unwilling to weaken their front line any further. Maeda is now expected to remain an important part of the squad throughout the season. In other news, Daisen Maeda's goal celebration at Rugby Park has been put under the microscope after he kissed the Celtic badge despite recently admitting he wanted to leave the club in the summer. The Japanese forward gave Celtic the lead against Kilmarnock with a superb diving header, his first league goal of the season. But it was his reaction afterwards, kissing the badge on his jersey, that sparked debate on open goal. Motherwell midfielder Andy Halliday was quick to highlight the contradiction. Well, what about his celebration? Kissing the badge, but he's choking to leave. Punching the badge, he said. Paul Slane joined in, laughing. Kissing the badge. That's sensational, isn't it? While Cy Ferry added, such a brass neck, isn't it? Maeda revealed last week that he had agreed terms with another club during the summer window, only for Celtic to block the move. Brendan Rodgers later confirmed he had known since February of the player's desire to go and admitted he would now have to convince him to go again. For some, the celebration was a show of commitment to the team despite the off-field noise. For others, it was a gesture that jarred given the public nature of his desire to move on. Whatever the motivation, Maeda remains a key figure for Rodgers. His work rate and versatility make him difficult to leave out, and his goal at Rugby Park was a timely reminder of his value, even if his celebration raised a few eyebrows. In other news, Celtic have made a low-profile release of their latest Adidas Originals range, opting against the usual fanfare on social media as tensions with supporters continue to simmer. The club unveiled the new Terrace Icons collection last week, featuring a pullover, long-sleeved polo shirt, jersey, trousers, track top and quarter zip. But unlike previous launches, there was no post across Celtic's official platforms to promote it. Instead, fans stumbled upon the new gear themselves while browsing the online store. On Tuesday morning, the club finally sent out an email to supporters confirming the launch. It is the first time the range has been directly publicised by Celtic. The timing comes against a backdrop of extraordinary supporter anger. After a disastrous transfer window and a Champions League exit to Kairat Almaty, fans have turned their ire on the board. Votes of no confidence have been lodged against Peter Lawwell, Michael Nicholson, Dermot Desmond and others. Against this backdrop, Celtic appear to be treading carefully with their communications. Last week's unsigned club statement did little to cool tempers, with many criticising its deflection of responsibility. Now even commercial announcements are being handled cautiously to avoid fueling further criticism. The latest email quietly directs supporters to the Adidas range, but with fan protests escalating, selling new merchandise is unlikely to be the club's top priority in the eyes of many. Lastly, a lot was going on at Rugby Park for Celtic over the weekend. From the Celtic fan protests, the awarding of the stoppage time penalty, and the 3 points for Brendan Rodgers' side, it certainly got people talking. You could argue that John Beaton's, via the intervention of VAR, call to punish Kilmarnock's Lewis Mayo for handball in the dying minutes and award a penalty was the biggest talking point.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.